BKB.
Oh, that's what pinata. That's what you mean by pinata, huh? There's a lot of prizes, a lot of stuff when you die.
Yes. You know, I say that a lot. I'm surprised you finally got it. Good stuff.
Sorry, I'm a little slow.
That's okay. Me too.
I didn't have too many pinatas growing up.
I had one once. I think I was really afraid of hitting it or something. Let me tell you guys, I was really bad at baseball when I was growing up. It's a good thing I played non-contact, non-hand-eye coordination sports because I'm pretty terrible at that stuff. I think I blinked.
Gentle soul.
I blinked every time a baseball came at me. And Nefari's going to have to blink now. He's going to get forced away. It's his own force. He has a burrow. He doesn't use it now. He finally does. The snowball's coming in. Nope, it's off. Tim's getting run down, and so is Raven. They would like to find the Tiny if possible. Kel'Thuzar's too slow. This is the issue with not going for phase boots. If he had phase boots, he could chase down one of these heroes, but he doesn't. And they didn't pop their drum charge. And if they did, he wasn't there for it.
Yep, Raven's still camping, though. Trying to find a hero to blow up. Maybe they can set up onto Kel'Thuzar. Yep, Sam H.
Can they? Oh, they have Sam H, yeah. Kel'Thuzar walking a little too far up here. He's probably dead. Rage. He got it off.
Oh,
he has to TP.
Rage.
He doesn't have TP. Raven's going to have to force or get forced by Sam H, though. Kel'Thuzar does a lot of damage to this Tiny for sure, and that's really the one good thing about this time.
Hey, I played Detroit the other day with David Cage. And,
cool.
And Sony sent me a bunch of video. And I put it together into a big long video. It's about 26 minutes long. Would you you happen to be sitting here with the headphones on your head?
I suppose I do.
And a microphone in front of your face and a TV over there. Would you like to watch this 26 minutes of video footage?
Welcome back to Daddy's Bingo.
Welcome back to Daddy's Bingo is what I keep accidentally saying on all of these videos. I'm sorry. The first segment is called Hostage. Okay. So you're going to see the name of the segment on the screen. I put them in the order that I think makes sense.
Okay.
Just to clarify, it is a hostage situation, like someone is being held hostage.
Not hostage?
Not hostage, not like when there's a good host at a restaurant, you say, good hostage here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's different. Also, what do you call a ghost that's being held hostage?
A ghostage.
A ghostage. All right, I believe that's all we've got time for. Let's... Oh, wait, I guess we have to watch this video now. Detroit Become Human hostage.
Okay, I see how you think that would have been confusing for me.
Yeah, see, it would have been a little bit weird.
It would have been, yeah.
August 15th, 2038. See, I like that it's 2038, not like 2037, because 37 is a prime number. But it was 829, 29 being a prime number.
Okay, thank you for knowing prime numbers.
Floor 61. 61's a prime number. He's really good at flipping coins.
See, the way that you signal to the audience that something is impressive cinematically is when you cut 1,000,000 times.
Just cut.
You just need to cut on every single action, and it makes it really easy to watch people do things.
I want to say I'm really, really sad that they didn't stop on floor 69.
Me too.
Okay, so I played this game. I sat down and I played it on a big old 75-inch 4K TV with HDR.
Yep.
And David Cage, one of the things he said while I was playing was that this game is designed from the ground up to be as exciting to watch as it is to play. And at one point, Kotaku's Cecilia D'Anastasio was there. She said, this game seems like it's going to be really fun for Twitch. It's going to be really popular on Twitch. To which David Cage immediately replied, I hope not, because he doesn't want people to watch the whole game. And then I told him that I had never even heard of the game until dawn. Until dawn of the day that it had come out and people were
streaming it
streaming it. And I was like, I want to play this game and make these dumb decisions for myself. So it's like, why aren't you sending a real person?
So this game either is or isn't about modern politics, according to John Cage. Or David Cage.
David Cage. John Cage.
Now, John Cage is a different man.
Can you imagine if John Cage made like a rhythm game?
That would be amazing. You just don't touch the screen.
I was watching an episode of The Sopranos last night, and every time they show like a rich upper class family on The Sopranos, they're always like listening to weird music and reading like political books. They were listening to John Cage.
What?
In their apartment. I thought that was really funny.
That's ridiculous.
Just some like middle class white, couple.
So I have steadfastly avoided seeing anything from Detroit Become Human, as I've started to just sort of avoid trailers and promo materials in general for anything.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a sequence that other people have seen before, though.
So this is a sequence that's been shown a lot.
Okay.
Yes. They're actually, this is going to be available as a playable demo on Tuesday.
Okay.
So, like, you're this detective and you get to ask these questions and you have, like, a short amount of time to, like, choose the question. And it's like maybe in this scene, it's not, like, super important to make a decision really fast. But I played a scene where you have to choose really fast. And I thought that was really cool. They're cutting around a little bit here, but that's okay. Yeah, so it's like while you're playing the game, you can hold the triangle button to like enter analysis mode, and then you can press the button to like analyze all these things, and that adds like to your clues database to like the things you can talk about. So he's like reconstructing what happened, and you have to like you got to do all these little heavy rain like sweeps and hooks on the analog stick and hold the triggers and everything.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, this guy's he's our detective. Connor, I believe is his name. And he gets a lot of guff. So they got like the word android like written on their back. You know?
Yeah. Because android discrimination, I guess.
Yeah.
Although I will say I do love these visions of future houses that they have here.
Oh, yeah.
This rich person's future house is kind of incredible. Everything's smart. They're all smart devices.
There's like a smart kitchen countertop. Did you see that?
Yeah. How would you chop on that?
So the game has good UI in general, and also like this vision of the future, like this graphic design direction.
Yeah.
In the 2030s, of the late 2030s, it's like maybe that's what it'll look like. The little notch in the side.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like, and then oh man, there's even like a transparency in the little city skyline and that.
Yeah.
That, the headline there. That's like.
I like that.
Just all these weird little touches. Family was about to have dinner. Oh man. Man down. Yeah, I mean, while walking around in the interiors of this game, I was loving all the furniture and all the textures and the graphics, and this wooden floor has this really nice, like weird, stipply, bumpy texture. It looks like totally real.
That's awesome.
I love this stuff. Gunshot residue. So he can like see more than a human, I guess. He can like, his eyes are like microscopes. Hostage witnessed the shooting. Cop shot the deviant. Oh, that font is Gotham, by the way.
Yeah.
Beautiful font.
That's beautiful font. I like these little wireframe human outlines.
This is kind of it's giving us a facsimile of a person's imagination.
Yeah.
Ready to assault.
Oh my god. So that's like you gotta sweep the analog stick. He's finding a gun. Androids are strictly forbidden to carry or use any type of weapon. I like how this this goody two shoes android. He, you know, he's an android cop.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like just a function to just call up the laws, so he can just. He's got blue blood. That's how you know he's a real cop, right?
Don't come
Yeah.
any closer or I'll jump.
No, please, I'm begging you.
So I know what you're thinking. That's not the same little girl that is that has an abusive dad. We're gonna see her in the next scene, I think.
Okay.
So like you can.
Hi, Daniel.
I like how smooth it is. It's like while you're waiting to like press the button to tell him your name, like it's like the action in this movie world doesn't stop.
Yeah.
He needs to gain the deviant's trust, and so you have like your little short list of goals.
I know you're angry, Daniel. But you need to trust me and let me help. I don't want your help. Nobody can help me.
So David Cage was telling us that. Okay, so first of all, this helicopter wind effect is like.
I mean, it's incredibly dope.
Yeah, they're trying very hard to impress us, and it's very easy to impress me with that effect. You can choose to lie or tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
No sudden moves or I'll shoot.
So, he was telling us that there's like 60,000 little breakpoints in the story, and that the script is just like 8,000 pages long.
That seems kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it seems terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, you see the little yellow ring on his head? Like, that's like their little mood ring.
Yeah.
When you can tell like their mental state by what color the ring is.
But I was wrong. She's just like all the other
Oh, no.
humans.
I've been struggling with the visual framing of these scenes, right? Like it's really self-consciously, it's quote unquote cinematic, but it doesn't quite get there for me. It's
Really?
like it's self-consciousness, I think, draws so much attention to the fact that it wants you to think it's a movie that I immediately start seeing all the ways in which it's not a movie, which is, I guess, a problem I have with David Cage in general. He's so obsessed with making things look quote-unquote cinematic that I can't actually experience them that way.
I feel like, to me, it just kind of feels like a TV show.
Yeah.
But I mean, why not have... You can't kill me, I'm not alive. Is that what he just said?
Yeah, that's exactly what he just said.
That rules. And did he say that, like, he's like, this human's gonna die, and then he's like, all humans die. What does it matter if this one dies now?
That's impossible.
So, like, all these
Daniel.
choices you make,
Let the
like,
girl go,
feed into
and
the
I
next
promise you
episodes
won't
of the
be
story
hurt.
that you see. His probability of success is 99%. So what did he do to get there is the question.
Yeah.
You're not going to die. You're just
You
going
need to make
talk.
your own choices.
Nothing will happen to you. You have my word. Okay. I trust you.
Man, really impressive graphics, though.
Yeah, it is. Really beautiful looking.
It's closer to looking like real people than these video games have ever been.
Yeah. It is as close to being the thing that David Cage wants a video game to be as possible with the technology right now.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah.
This is like, so I believe this is the prologue of the game. This is like how the game starts.
So this is how it introduces you to all the little, the way that the game works, the mechanics of the game.
Oh, and then at the end you get to see this. This actually blew my mind. I love seeing this. Like, you have this flowchart that shows you where all the choices are in the mission.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And,
there's this little indie game called Red Strings Club that does something similar, wherein
oh, I know that game.
Yeah, when things split off, it'll show you how they split off.
Shades of color.
Yeah. Ooh.
This like the flowchart scene kind of reminds me of the game Siren. Do you know Siren?
I do not know Siren.
PlayStation 2.
Is this Jesse Williams?
Is it? We're about to find out. Is this New York City?
I don't.
Or is it
think so.
is it Neo New York City?
That is Jesse Williams.
Oh, it is Jesse Williams. I'll admit, I haven't seen this scene. Oh, this rules.
I like all of this like urban planning stuff. I do. Those crosswalks are super dope.
Oh, and of course it's not New York City. I know it's not New York City. It's Detroit.
I had to stop him from making a goof because I needed to point out that this is Jesse Williams.
It is. Ah.
This future mall is incredible.
A lot of what you see here kind of reminds me of Korea.
Yeah?
Like, I was in Korea and I saw some like sweet OLED like video images like going through a pane of glass, and it just blew my mind. Because that's the sort of thing you expect to actually see in the future.
Yeah.
Where the fuck you going,
Tin can?
No kidding.
I thought they were made of plastic.
Hey guys, check it out. We got one of those
Tin cans? Call them tin can twice?
Yeah, this is not convincing Android racism.
You should have called them a tin job.
That's enough.
Because that would have been like a Blade Runner reference.
Let's teach this bastard a lesson.
Damage it, I'm gonna have to find you.
You're gonna take your job next.
They're going to take your job? Shoot.
Let's go.
So yeah,
man.
before we saw any of this footage, many moons ago, David Cage
Painter.
gave some interviews about these games where in one interview he said this has nothing to do with modern politics at all. In the other interview he said this is definitely inspired by modern politics.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. I love that a lot.
Well, you know what that is? That's a dialogue choice.
That's where you split off. You know,
Yeah.
that's where he split off in the choices he made. for each interview. It was like a different instance of the
So
same
wait, did we
interview.
just see an android riding the bus?
Yeah, you'd think the androids would not take the bus.
I mean, why can't they build them with like motor scooter wheels
Like,
and the
why
soles
doesn't
of their
he
shoes?
just like have? Yeah, why isn't he always on? What are those shoes called? The Heelys.
Heelys.
Yeah, just put him on Heelys.
So that this actor is Lance Henriksen
Yeah,
from Alien.
he's the android from Alien, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, and he plays a human in this.
He's got range.
And oh, you sniped my joke.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You said it yesterday.
I'm gonna have to explain for everyone. Here's my story. David Cage says, "Oh, do you notice that's Lance Henriksen from Alien?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "He played the android in Alien," and I was like, "Yeah, that rules, dude." And I'm like, and he's playing a human here, and David Cage was like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "So the guy's got range." And that was my joke, and nobody laughed at my joke in that room because that's like a really good joke.
It is a really good joke.
So this guy his name is Carl, and he's a painter, right? And he's like a world famous artist. So you get to walk around in his house, and we got to walk around in this guy's house a whole bunch. And it's like, obviously Sony's footage here is they're chopping it up a bit so that we get more to the point. But you're free to just kind of walk around and just Shenmue your way around this giant house. And man, look at how nice it is.
It's a beautiful house.
Those floors, and it's also like.
Did you see that credenza in the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
beautiful.
it's
Danish
hyper
modern.
tastefully direct interior. The interior design of his house is like super tasteful.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't seen a game house that looks that good. Oh, so yeah, we're gonna see him. He's getting to work on his painting.
Let's see where we left off.
Remove the sheet. So do you notice that this android has he has like nicer clothes? He's not wearing like a shirt that says Android on it.
Yeah.
And his owner is like, we got to see this really like tender dialogue with him where they're playing chess, and you can choose to let him win or to beat him, or to instigate a draw. And it's like we chose to instigate a draw, and then he goes, "That's a curious move you made there, Marcus." And then he goes, "Well, I know you don't like to lose, so I thought a draw would be a more interesting way to end." And he's like, "Dude, someday I'm gonna die, and you're gonna have to make choices for yourself." And I was like, "Whoa." Like, so this guy's like cool with androids, I guess.
Yeah. Not everyone's an android racist.
Yeah, so he's like, he's one of the good guys, I believe is what they would say.
Yeah.
He's gonna help. I feel like this guy's gonna help lead the android revolution.
I'm getting a feeling that might be true.
I think he's gonna be important. He's gonna be their first human ally, because it's like almost everyone that I encountered in the game before playing this part was like cartoonishly anti-racist, anti-robot.
Yeah.
They were like such haters.
Okay,
so,
New Home. Is
yeah.
this
So
segment.
now we get introduced to New Home. Okay, so this I like this scene. So this one was shown in. So she's an AX400, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not. That sounded like I was making a joke about that. There's different model numbers of Android. So different ones cost different amounts of money. I asked David Cage, so her Android's like affordable? Like if this guy, this truck driving, hardworking man, this Michael Madsen looking dude.
Yeah.
Like if this guy doesn't seem like I mean, are androids expensive? And he's like, oh, there's cheap ones.
I don't know what kind of economy this is where that's true.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Join Todd. Man, imagine just seeing that screen cap by itself. And
It's gonna be the new header for my Twitter account.
Just join Todd,
Join
guys.
Todd, guys.
You've been gone for 2 weeks, so the place is
Oh,
a
yeah.
mess. You do the housework, the washing, you cook the meals, and you take care of
Whatever my child's name is. Oh, watch your language, Todd.
Wow. Alice.
Todd's being so rude.
Alice.
Oh,
I
so
believe this was also a clip that was available for people to watch, prior to now.
yeah, this was one of the. They did this as an onstage
Got it?
demo.
Yes, Todd.
I think I went
Get
to the
started
back.
down here.
Oh, this guy's so mean. He's just so mean. So
I
the
love
one,
her fucked up nurse outfit.
Yeah, it's great. It's like so I believe that this is like a factory issue outfit. So the previous outfit that we saw on Marcus, who's Carl's android, he was wearing like really nicely tailored clothes, and so I asked David Cage, so those clothes fit him really well, but that's not actually a problem for androids because they can all have just one body type. And then I'm like, did the dudes just generally all fit into each other's clothes? And he goes, yeah, it's like factory issue. I don't think he said that as canon.
Yeah.
He said it as like an offhanded joke.
You can make your own headcanon for this, but David Cage did say that.
Yeah. He said, yeah, it's factory issue clothes. Like they don't need a tailor. I'll bring it tomorrow, is what Todd just said. Oh man,
That's a gnarly sponge. There's some nice little details in here, like how used that sponge is.
It's a gross sponge.
Yeah, you need a new sponge. That reminds me that I need to buy new sponges.
So I kept bringing up, we kept mentioning to him, there's so many details and so many little things, and then we're like the art in Carl's house was just like really amazing. There's like these really well done paintings and like pieces of furniture.
One of the better examples of like how art actually looks that I've seen in a video game.
Yeah,
and
we're like, why is all this stuff? Why does it all look so good? And he's like, well, I don't know. A lot of people worked really hard on this game. Was his answer to that? And I was like, oh, okay.
That's a very non-specific answer.
That's a good answer though. It's good enough for me. It's like, oh man, yeah. Look at the little plastic thing in the. Is that drugs? Super drugs.
Red ice.
Oh, it's acetone lithium therium.
That is a badass drug name.
Oh, and then cut forward. A stormy night.
It was a dark and stormy night. See,
Elmore Leonard says never start a story with weather, but this isn't the beginning.
No,
so.
this is the middle. The thing again about David Cage is that he has really good setups, but then he dives straight into a cliche, like almost immediately.
Todd.
Like, you just kind of know what's going to happen here, and maybe it's more thrilling to play. I know, like, A Way Out is a very cliche story.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed
playing through it. I haven't beaten it yet, so don't spoil the end.
But still, it's like Shawshank Redemption.
I have to schedule with my friend to play the end.
I love that.
It's nice.
It's literally exactly Shawshank Redemption for a long time, but I still enjoyed playing through it. And maybe that'll be true also of Detroit, but it is, like, disappointing to see something gleefully embrace a cliche.
I gotta say, I'm like 100% on board for playing this game.
I mean, I'm gonna play it.
Though, like, I've seen this scene like 4 times now, right? Because I watched it as research before I went in to play it. And it's like, he just sits here and yells at his daughter, and it's so cartoonish.
Yeah.
It's like, and then again, it strikes me more and more every time. It's like, how can he have this nice android friend? Like, I think that in the year 2038, Siri is still not gonna work, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't foresee Siri working by like 2049. I think that's around when Siri's gonna start working in my own speculative fiction universe.
I like that there's just an actual hockey game on in the background.
Yeah. Oh. So you say this is what happens when she's trying to go against her orders, right? So this is actually a very neat. She's now got to push against. So it's like we saw with the detective when he had orders like locate the killer, defuse the situation. They like appear in front of him, like as literal words floating in. So I take it that it's not just the UI in the game; it's like what she's actually seeing. So it's like the androids are like being. Yeah, shown their orders, right? Yeah. So she has a new order. Where did it come from, right? Like, she doesn't know where it's come from, but she's pushed through the wall, and now she kills him.
She's gonna do a murder now.
I wonder if, she kills him, and I believe we skip past it. But I believe, like...
She's done a murder in the past. That's some nice public transit.
I think there's a billion ways.
There's a nice fake movie poster.
Yeah, it's nice public transit. It's nice everything.
Yeah.
So it's like this is based on a theory that Detroit is going to be completely revitalized in the next 20 years, which is not super impossible. It's currently being there's a lot going on in Detroit right now. Beautiful bus. I love that bus. So now at this stage, Kara and the little girl, I'm just going to call her Sally.
All right.
They have escaped from the dad, and I believe there are multiple ways to escape from dad. One of which is murdering him. I think you can also drug his food to put him to sleep. something. There's multiple ways to do this. So I played this mission, and this was the one that I played the most. So I jerked around like crazy in this mission. And first of all, the rain texture in HDR is really
Look
good.
at that diner sign.
It's a motel, but
Oh,
it
it's a
is
motel.
very much, it's pretty much a diner sign. So you've got like this is fun. You hold the R2 button and you can just open up this detective mode, right? And then you can see all these things, and then this adds them to your queue of possible actions. So I can imagine playing this with like a friend. Like this would be like the perfect game to just play with another person.
There's a lot of really good games I love playing with sort of an audience.
Yeah.
And this is probably something I could add to the pile of those. It's a nice way also, like my roommates don't play games. They're interested in games, but they don't really like to sit down and play them. They just don't.
Yeah.
They don't get it, but they like being around them and
so
participating. You
see,
know?
she's wearing clothes. To get the clothes, you have to open up what do you call it? A washing machine at the 24-hour laundromat. And then she's like, "We can't steal clothes. It's not nice." And then you're like, you have to choose whether, like, the little girl's like, "Oh, we can't do it. It's not nice." And then you have to choose whether to just tell her we have to, or like explain this is the only way to do it. And then you have to steal that jacket from a guy who's like asleep, right?
Yeah.
And notice now the clothes don't fit her. So it's like, because otherwise the people at the convenience store, they kick you out. They're like, "We don't let androids in here," which is really funny and weird to
That
me.
is super weird.
And the motel won't. This is Clancy Brown from the film The Shawshank Redemption.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, a very interesting. He's an RK800.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy has committed a murder. I don't know if you can tell.
He seems like he might have.
Say something, goddammit.
But so I like this character actually because he's like a grizzled, tough detective, and it's like,
I'm out of here.
I mean, I promise I'm not being like sarcastic or anything here. It's like, so Hank is neutral with you, right? He's not
We're wasting our time.
he's not he doesn't hate you, he doesn't like you. Oh, roughing it up. So this guy notices saying "it," right? That's very subtle.
Yeah,
isn't it?
this is the stuff that grates on me the most. This like cartoonishly evil android racism, because it's just like, as a person who has experienced racism in her lifetime, like this is not what it looks like or feels like.
Yeah.
No cop is gonna say out loud, we could rough up our suspect because of existing prejudices that are in our world.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do that. Like it's just like a different. It's different.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, they wouldn't say it of like a dog. We could rough it up a little bit.
No.
Like, I don't know. People usually assign a gender to a dog, you know, which is it's a different issue, I guess. So yeah, this guy's committed a murder, and you are an android detective who is going to try to reason with an android. And I played this scene, and I found it very interesting. So it's like, you know, somewhat ham-handed social commentary aside. Oh, this is like their neat ID badge. See how it's like a unique pattern of triangles?
That is cool.
I like that. So it's like, you know, ham-handed themes of racism aside, it's like, I again, not being sarcastic, I don't know what other video game feels like Law and Order. And it's like, why not have a video game that feels like Law and Order?
Yeah, I
right?
am like really, really interested in playing as this, you know, android detective that can see and like see everything basically.
Yeah.
Like that feels really fun to me, and I'd like to do that.
So I played this whole scene, and I'm just like, you have to get his stress level up high enough so that he'll confess. So it's like, you see how it has to get in that little window?
Yeah.
So much UI in this game, and it's all really
It's
nice
all
and
really
clean.
nice UI. What font is that?
That's Gotham.
That's Gotham.
Oh,
Also?
that's Gotham Book.
Okay.
That's I can tell you the weight of the font in addition.
It's really nice.
So at that part, I accidentally pressed the triangle button too fast, and it's like he's like just immediately slammed the case down to pressure him.
Oh my god.
He was bleeding,
So it's like cool to see the timer running down.
but you stabbed him again.
28
and
times.
again
He stabbed him
and
28
again.
times.
That's a lot of times.
And that's it.
That's all we got?
Yeah, that's all we got. Sony
I
has
was just
requested
getting into that scene.
we don't spoil what happens at the end of the
Will you tell me
interrogation
when we're
scene.
off camera?
Though I know that there's like, yeah, I'll tell you as soon as we stop recording. There's like 5 different ways it can turn out. I got to see 2 of them, and it's like, yeah, this game. And then, you know, that affects what happens in the next episode. And it's like, I guess I really do want to play this game.
Yeah.
And I can't promise that I won't like make fun of it while I play it. We should actually stream it.
We should
when
definitely
we get
stream it. We should definitely stream it when we get it.
We should, because I mean, it's like if there's 60,000 things, and they said one playthrough takes 8 hours, and
oh, that's no time at all.
It's like about 8 hours, which I was like, oh, that's nice. It's like a TV miniseries.
Yeah.
You know, that's about the length of A Way Out.
Yeah. It's about A Way Out was a little bit shorter, but we handled it in a day. This seems like it'd be like 2 days. Basically.
Yeah, you can just sit down, and there's not a whole lot of video games, and this is what I want to leave this with. There's not a whole lot of video games that you can play while eating dinner.
Yeah.
And it's like I've seriously noticed this. So they were saying that all the episodes in this game are about 22 minutes, or they didn't say 22 minutes. 22 minutes is the length of a sitcom. He said they're all like 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I like that. It's like a video game you can play while eating dinner.
Well, this is what I liked about hopping in the car in Final Fantasy 15 and setting it on, having Ignis drive. You could get up and go grab a beer and come back and just listen to the boys. Just listen to them talk.
Yeah, see?
It felt really good.
It's hangout games.
Yeah, I would like to play this game. I'm really interested in some of the mechanics. The David Cage's writing is always graded for me, but the mechanics of this game look really interesting.
Yeah.
I really want to do all of that Android detective stuff.
And there's this huge multitude of characters. Maybe not a huge multitude. I think there's like
Jesse Williams is like a really, really beautiful guy.
Yeah,
he's like a really beautiful guy. I would watch him in anything.
Him, and you can see his buttocks perfectly.
And
in his very well-fitting pants, and I believe
his pants
those
are very well-fitting.
I asked David Cage, were those motion captured very precisely, and then he didn't answer that question. So
that one, we'll leave that headcanon up to you, audience.
And that's the Straight Dope, straight live here from Daddy's Bingo.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.